Let's move on. Crusader. In the peace terms after the Civil War, Signar decreed the Protectorate could not keep a standing army. The Viscos Ozil acquiesced, but secretly commanded engineers to build warjacks using cortex smuggled down the Black River from the Kodor and Signarin parts salvaged from fields of battle. Those early jacks were designed with open hands to pass as labor jacks in casual inspection. Meanwhile, artificers worked to forge weapons for them to wield as menoths willed. The greatest of the new Protectorate designs was the Crusader, a massive warjack boasting heavy armor and capable of crushing attacks. The chassis originated during the reign of Hierarch Luctine, who devoted himself to subjugating outlying Idrian tribes. Even when the Idrians converted after the earthquake in 504 AR, many tribes resisted and continued to harass the young nation. The Crusader was unleashed to provide an unstoppable force in the battles to come. It also proved the strength against Signar when frictions between the two nations prompted clashes along the Black River. Already possessed of an immensely durable armored frame and powerful laborjack arms, after the development of Menoth's Fury, the Crusader was enhanced by the Inferno Mace. This weapon, inspired by the blazing maces of the Reclaimers, can easily rend most armors into flaming scraps. When the call to arms sounded, Crusaders assembled at the front lines, ready to hammer and burn the foes of Menoth to dust and ash. And yes, that is a very brutal fire-starting mace. And even if you're not caught on fire with it, if you're hit with it, you're probably going to be gone anyway. Even warjacks being hit with that mace is probably not going to be doing very well after the attack has subsided. So, yeah. But very basic, and it does fall along the way that they did start most of the early jacks, of having just open hands, so they look like a labor jack, but in turn they're really not a labor jack once you hand them an actual weapon. But let's read his little stat line here. Let's see what he looks like. He is 12 feet tall. His initial service date was 513 AR. He is 8 tons. His fuel load is 759 pounds. His general use is 6 hours. His combat use is 60 minutes. And his armaments include an Inferno Mace. His cortex was manufactured by the vassals of Menoth, and he is currently in manufacturing now that they are making all of their cortexes themselves, because they now have the manufactoriums, or whatever you call those. So, but let's read his Mark 3 to Mark 4 changes and see if he's gotten any more dangerous, any less dangerous, or the same. I'm going to say probably the same. And as always, we will start with his stat line. He has a speed 4, so he's a heavy boy. His mat is still a 6. His defense is still a 10. His armor is still a 19. He does have the ability to trample, slam, and headbutt. And he is a very basic warjack with an open fist that can do, it is a mat 6, range 1, POW 15. So it's actually a little bit stronger than some other guys' open fists. So I imagine because he is from a laborjack, those guys need to be pretty dang strong. And his Inferno Mace is where the fun part starts. It is a mat 6, range 1, POW 18, so he's swinging about as hard as a Kodor Jack swinging his axe, and it does critical fire. So he's basically the exact same warjack that he was in Mark 3 to Mark 4, so nothing changed at all outside of him having now 360 degree vision, as every other model has 360 degree vision, so this guy is just that little bit better. But if you need a warjack who is semi-cheap and able to put down some destructive force with that mace, he is going to be a guy that you want to have in your field of battle. But